friends, Lim here. Today we're going to do something fun. We're going to review another palette. So, after I did the Schmincke, hold on a minute. How do you say this word? Okay, I'm back. It's Schmincke. I'm sorry, my pronunciation of anything is terrible. Let's just be honest. So, after I did the Schmincke trial sets, I became really interested in actually trying professional watercolors in a larger palette. I always have a sense of curiosity when it comes to dry versus wet paint from a tube, and I've noticed in my poking around of different paints that some actually do not dry well. That is to say, they don't reactivate once you put them in the pan and let them dry. Honestly, I don't have that sort of fear for Schmincke, but I am excited nonetheless to try the 36 watercolor palette. As you can see, Schmincke offers little pamphlets for you to review the materials and to swatch the colors. I hate to tell you, but I'm not doing it on the paper they gave me. In order to have the best comparison between palettes, I'm putting them all in my handmade watercolor novel. It's 140 pounds, 100% cotton, Arches watercolor paper. I'm hoping it will provide consistency across all the watercolor brands I swatch. Think of it as a sort of scientific method for watercolors. So the first thing I noticed when I had the palette open is how carefully Schmincke wraps their half pans. I really appreciate the foil under the layer that covers the pan. It allows them to use the little small sleeve for their paint information, and it's almost like opening a fancy box of chocolates. Very cool. Now, I hoard all of the little wrappers who have additional information, and this allows me to put them in my sketchbook to save in case I need them or I want to compare pigments or whatever. I have to say, 140 years in the business and still kicking ass is amazing. Schmincke Horadam Aquarelle watercolors are highly prized by all watercolorists. You think I'm kidding? Take a look across YouTube. This is a German company founded in 1881, and it says that it is motivated by artist satisfaction. Personally, I think you can tell. There is a significant amount of care and time put into each stage of their product from beginning to end. From making a point to pour their paint into their pans 4 times to allow for the highest yield, to putting information on their website to tell you how to properly dispose of their products when you are done using them in order to be environmentally conscious. Their primary binder is gum arabic, and most of their paint contains a little bit of ox gall to improve its ability to flow on paper. Obviously, they want to disclose amounts or all the fillers, but that's okay. The ratio of pigment to fillers is one of the best in the business, meaning they use a very high amount of pigment. These paints boast over 139 tones with 3 to 4 star light fastness, and they offer 95 single pigment tones. FYI, for those who don't know, some colors need multiple pigments to make specific colors. Some pigments are super expensive. So the more pigments needed, the more expensive these colors tend to be. Schmincke offers their watercolors in a Cordam Aquel, please forgive the poor pronunciation, which is their professional colors, and a small selection of Academe Aquel, which are considered their student grade. There is no shame in not having the money for a professional set. I would encourage anyone who is new or considering watercolor to go for a student grade first in order to make sure that the material matches their needs and desires for their art. Just know that there is significantly less student colors in order to encourage color mixing. At least that's my opinion. Most of Schmincke's watercolors are not heavily granulated. Forgive my brief explanation, but I remember starting watercolor and having no clue what granulation was, so let me explain. Granulation is when pigments clump together and settle in groups on the paper. The particles are either larger because it's difficult to get the pigment smaller, or left larger to produce that effect. Schmincke have approximately 22 colors that granulate. In my mind, Schmincke is known more for their very smooth paint, so if granulation is more important to you, then maybe take a look at Daniel Smith, as they have more granulating colors. These half pans are indeed smooth and shiny, indicating that there is at least twice as much binder as there is pigment. For some reason, this really appeals to me. The colors are dark and rich in their pans, proving their high pigmentation. When I started putting the swatches down, I was floored. The colors were so intense and so bright, they make me itch to paint. The paint goes onto the paper super smoothly and is picked up just as easily. It feels so natural. These are my first impressions of the 36 watercolor set from Schmincke. I will paint my sample Matryoshka and we will see how it handles the colors. This new batch of paint has me all giddy to paint. I'm almost positive this is going to be one of my favorite ones that I do. To make sure that you see the demo piece, or to see future demo pieces, make sure you like and subscribe. If you know someone who is looking into watercolor and you think this video would be helpful, please share. Recently, in my Etsy shop, I have put in a grid stencil and a color wheel that I like to use in these sorts of demonstrations. If you would also like one, please check out my Etsy shop. All links are in the description. I also have stickers of previous artwork that I've done and blank handmade cards available in my shop. I'll be adding new products soon, but right now I'm trying to make sure that I get multiple videos done a month, as that seems to be a bit of a struggle. I'll see you guys later. Thanks so much.